watching the tape and looking at the corrections today, obviously you guys ran the ball pretty well. You got things going in the second half, but what was the major takeaway for you offensively, just on the line play after watching the tape?
There's some things to clean up, little details wise, technique wise. We gotta be cleaner on that. That's what kind of stood out the most. Obviously, we can run off the ball, things that don't really need technique. But when we cleaned up the tape today, there was just a little like hand placement in your second step, not in the ground quick enough, pad level, stuff like that. So we just got to go back and work on it throughout the week so we can be better for Washington.
Obviously, there were a couple of miscues with penalties, I think 2 false starts on Logan. But just in general, how do you feel like he fit right in and you guys were able to adapt without Vaitai in there for that first game?
Oh, man, he came in and did his thing. Me and him, we just didn't skip a beat throughout the whole week, working out in practice with each other, just creating that chemistry because obviously he didn't get much right guard reps during training camp. So, man, he just came in, did his thing, and don't let the moment get too big for him. And those 2 false starts, to be honest, I kind of smiled at him. I was like, bro, you're ready to get off the ball. Like, that's it. That's all I see. Obviously, everyone's got a different perspective. But, yeah, but just for him to bounce back from those 2 false starts, man, he's going to be money this season.
Talked to Logan into his ear after those 2 false starts. Is that what you told him, or did you tell him something else?
Oh, yeah, I was just like that, bro. Like, it is what it is. Like, everyone else is going to get on you, but I'm like, bro, it's your first one. So it happened to me. I was just telling him I had the same thing, wanting to get off the ball as quick as possible to get the jump on the defensive line, and it happened. So.
But you guys scored 35, and that's with 4 empty possessions in the first half. Does that tell you what this offense is capable of if you can find that consistency?
For me personally, I don't really pay attention to the scoreboard. Every time we step out there, each and every drive, we got to get some type of points, wherever that looks like. And sky's the limit. Everybody knows that in the room. Everybody knows the standard. So we're not really set on a number. Just every time we go out on that field, we got to come out with some points.
How good did it feel to run the ball that well, just coming right out of the chute? Is that something you think you can maintain through a season?
Yes, without a doubt. Just what I was answering, one of the questions, we're running off the ball. We're just getting into them. But now we just got to clean up the little pad level, hands, base, and stuff like that, and then we'll be good.
Is there anything that feels like this offense can't do? Or do you guys feel pretty confident?
Yeah, I think we're pretty confident all across the board, to be honest. We all hold each other accountable, and everybody knows the standard in each room. And every coach does a great job each week of presenting those standards, and that we just got to live up to it each week.
How does that feel compared to last year?
Oh, yeah. To be honest, it's like night and day. Just because I feel like the culture has risen, and also with Ben being the OC, he's just always in tune and always locked into what we want to do as an offense and what we want to be as an O-lineman.
I'm just curious, for your position group, how long does it take you to get a feel for a new guy next to you in terms of like Logan, right? Like you didn't get a lot of practice time with him, no game reps before this. So how long does it take you to where you feel like you know his tendencies?
I would say one Wednesday practice, to be honest. Just because for me, I'm open to whatever. If I can help the guy across from me by changing up what I have to do, I'm gonna do it because I know that I have the athletic ability to recover from whatever happens. So.
Can you just remember back to last year, like the difference between game 1 and game 2 for you? We were talking to Dan just about Aiden, and he just said, like, you know, the really just comes down to now you've seen that caliber athlete live. So, like, as you remember back, right, how much easier was life in game 2 than game 1 just by having the experience of playing? Right?
Oh man, it's a big difference. Just because the speed, that's the one thing that kind of shocks you out in that first game, is the speed of the game. And the O-lineman, obviously, in this league, everybody can move. So with Aiden, man, he's keep his head down, do what he's done. He's a great player. So this next game, he'd probably go crazy.
I know it quiets down when you guys have the ball, but what's it like playing in there when the fans are like that?
Man, not gonna lie, there was a couple of times where I could not hear Jared in the huddle. So I had to kneel down to be at the bottom of the huddle so I could hear him. But man, I love that though. I love that. To have the city behind us, man, it just makes us go even harder. And I want it more now, and I just want to show you guys that each and every week.
Chase an athlete like, Jalen Hurts around. Can you just explain how difficult that is, and especially, I guess, when you see it for the first time?
Yeah. I mean, we all know he's a very explosive athlete. He can hurt you with his feet as well as his arm when he's on the move. I've been playing against Jalen since I was in college, so it's nothing new for me. I know what he's capable of, and I mean, being in the NFL, it's even harder to defend because he has all these weapons to get the ball to. So he's a hard guy to corral. You rush one side of a guy, he can scoot up inside. You rush the inside, he can get outside. So it's tough. But, it's no excuse. We got to do it. It's the NFL. That's what we get paid to do. So teams have done it, and clearly we didn't do it Sunday. So he got us.
One of the things Dan said to us yesterday after the game was, the good news is we shot ourselves in the foot. We made a lot of self-inflicted, had a lot of self-inflicted mistakes out there, yet still it was only a 3-point game against that team. How does that resonate with you guys as a team after that loss?
This is a big boy league. There are no moral victories, but like he did say, it was a 3-point loss to a really good team with a quarterback that can hurt you with his arm and his feet. Probably not as good as we wanted to be on defense, but I thought when we had a chance to make a run, we made some plays. Didn't quite get it done there on that last drive with the fourth down stop, but it was encouraging to see in that moment that we kind of forgot about everything else that happened throughout the game and were able to kind of get some type of momentum on defense and try to make a comeback. But like we all know, wasn't able to be successful in that. But it is encouraging going forward. This is a long season, and I'm looking forward to what we can do not only next week but the rest of these 16, 17 games.
What happened on that fourth down play? It looked like he had it bottled up.
Yeah, he was bottled up, man. We just got done watching on tape. He was bottled up, just kind of squirted out. We thought he was down, thought he was stopped, and he just kind of bounced out a little bit and creased us. But I thought everybody was where they're supposed to be. It's just one of those things. It's football.
And how about that 3rd and 2 beforehand when Sanders was able to bounce that out? Or is that the play that you were just talking about?
Yeah, that's the play I'm talking about. Yeah.
When you, I asked Dan this question too, but I guess just generally speaking, when you watch the film, the run defense that you guys, I think it's the 3rd most rushing yards allowed in the league. It's quite a lot. Why do you think you guys were so unsuccessful stopping the run, especially after how much you worked it?
I just don't think we were all on the same page at every level in the run game. I don't think they were more physical than we were in the run game, even though the stats may show that they were more physical. But if you look at the tape, we're getting knocked back. We're building the wall. It's just a fit here, a fit there. But, it all works together. It's all a system from the front to the linebackers to the secondary. We all work together. So it's not just the D-line that stops the run. It's not just the linebackers. It's all of us on one accord every single time because people have to be in the right fit every single time for you to have a great run-stopping type of game. So I think it was just a little bit of imbalance between each level, and, that's what kind of gave them the upper hand in the run game. But I don't think we were out-physical at all.
It's not a new philosophy by any means, but Dan was talking about the emphasis of do your job, right? And
Yeah.
So guys wanting to do a little bit extra. Can you just explain what that's like in the moment, right? Like everything's happening so fast. You see the ball. How difficult is it sometimes to not want to do something outside of what maybe your responsibility is on a given play?
Yeah, it can be hard sometimes, especially in a game like that where we need somebody to make a play. We need some type of spark. Guys may want to reach sometimes to try to be that spark or make that play, but at the end of the day, you don't want to do anything that you haven't practiced a million times before. So I think if we just do our job like Dan alluded to each and every time, then we'll be fine, But like he said, we had some situations where somebody didn't do their job here or do their job here or there. And every now and then it caught up to us. Sometimes it didn't affect us, but sometimes it did. And I think that's what we saw Sunday.
Especially the case with Hurts, especially difficult with him because
Yeah, one wrong move and he out of there. He's not waiting. He's very decisive when he wants to get out and run. He's not, just sitting there patting the ball, looking downfield. If he wants to go, he's gonna go. So that's one thing I do respect about the kid, man. He's a competitor. He's a baller. When he makes his decision, he's sticking with it. So.
As bad as it feels on Sunday night after a game like that, when you look at the tape on Monday and you see maybe you're close, it's one thing here or there.
Yeah.
Does that give you confidence? Does it make you frustrated? What's the feeling coming out of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always confident. I think all our guys are always confident, man. This is one game. It's a 17-game season. The Super Bowl is not decided tomorrow or from week 1. I mean, we got 16, 17 games to build and show who we are. So that's what I hang my confidence on, because I've seen the work that we put in this offseason. I've seen the team that we've been in camp, and I'm not going to let one game, 1 week define who the Detroit Lions are going to be. That's not in my DNA, and that's not in their DNA. So I'm very encouraged.
Does it give you more confidence as a team when you see that maybe it's a missed assignment, you know you should have been?
Oh yeah, definitely. When it's things we know we can fix, that's what we want to see. Now if it's things beyond our control, now we got problems.
So you don't have any more quarterbacks like Hurts left on the schedule, and
Yeah.
you get a totally different type quarterback this week. I know there's obviously pluses and minuses to playing both kinds, but do you have a preference? Like you prefer those drop back quarterbacks?
Yeah, definitely. That's not even a question. Yeah, we definitely like a statue back there, man. Somebody that's gonna sit still and let us pin our ears back and rush. But that wasn't the case this week. This guy, he feels pressure. He's out of there. So it's tough. It's tough playing against a kid like that, man. He's a great player. I got a lot of respect for him, and he got the better hand on a Sunday. But yeah, much would prefer a statue back there for sure. Especially as an edge rusher, I would love that.
When there are missed assignments or going the wrong fit, is that usually from recognizing the formation, or is that a check, or what's usually the cause?
It can be a multitude of things, but usually it's self-inflicted. A lot of times it's just bad eyes, man. You know, you get overextended on a play fake or on a zone read, and your eyes are in the wrong spot, and then boom, he can squirt out and hit you for 10, 12 yards in no time. So I think it's more so us as players, just eyes, an eye situation.